Hey everyone, it's Andrew Brown, and welcome to the start of our journey, asking the most important question, which is what is the GenAI Essentials certification? So this is a practical GenAI certification teaching you the fundamental concepts of ML, AI, GenAI, all modalities of GenAI with a strong focus on LLMs, programmatically working with GenAI workloads, both with cloud and local LLMs, and it is a cloud vendor agnostic approach. So there are other GenAI certifications out there. AWS has one, Azure has one, NVIDIA has one, and you know what? I've made courses for them all, and they're okay, but they're very, very specific to those vendors. And they leave out huge, huge gaps, and they have all these expectations of what you should already know in order to start building with GenAI. And so the purpose I made this GenAI Essentials course is so that you have round and broad knowledge so that you can be successful in any area of GenAI, no matter the technical choice. And to me, that is super, super important. I'm gonna get my head out of the way here. So the course code for the Exam Pro GenAI Essentials is EXP GenAI 001. I do want to point out that this course, I kind of feel is like a beta course at this point. And so I'm hoping at some point I will release a version 002 and include all of the information that I want to actually include in this course. It's still really good comparative to other certifications. It'll definitely blow it out of the water. But I just want to say that the release of this course will have some gaps, and they will be addressed in minor updates as we receive feedback. So pay attention to updates or upcoming roadmaps for this content, because this is not a one and done course. We're going to have to come back to it and continuously update it because GenAI is moving very, very quickly, okay? But let's continue on. So who's the certification for? Well, consider the Exam Pro GenAI Essentials if you are preparing for the prerequisite knowledge to take the free GenAI bootcamp so you can be successful in its completion and grading. For my bootcamps, we go and we build, we hit the ground running. And so my expectation is that you can code, you have general familiarity with this stuff, you have knowledge under you. So this thing is going to prepare you. If you do not take this course before my free GenAI bootcamp, you're going to be struggling a little bit. You can still do the free GenAI bootcamp, but if you want to maximize how much you learn, please, please, please go through this course, and it's going to help you out, okay? Another reason you should consider taking the Exam Pro GenAI Essentials if you need broad and practical knowledge understanding GenAI solutions, so you have the technical flexibility to move in any technical direction. Right now, GenAI, we don't know what direction it's going. Do you use cloud services? Do you use local LLMs? Should you be fine-tuning? Should you be using RAG? How much does it cost? How do you secure it? There's so many questions that need to be answered, and this is my exploration. Think of it like a CTO trying to explore and evaluate for the company. I'm coming back to you with all that information so that you can make informed decisions and have confidence building with GenAI. And so I'm hoping that's what I achieve throughout this course. You need to focus on implementation, deliver GenAI workloads that are both secure and in budget. At the end of the day, we got to build things for people. That's why we're learning GenAI, to apply the knowledge. And so that's what I want to do. I generally focus on implementation and development because I have a developer background. I think it's fun building things. And so you're going to see a lot of hands-on in this course. Whether you can do it or not is a different story. If you find that the hands-on stuff is beyond your knowledge, just watch the videos and absorb the information you can. This is all about getting you exposure to the most amount of knowledge in the shortest amount of time. If you cannot do the things, do not stress out about it, okay? Let's continue on here. So we're looking at the GenAI roadmap. So there's this certification course, which is going to give you confidence and understanding, talking about GenAI, and having the tools to get started building, okay? And that is going to be based on the Exam Pro GenAI Maturity Learning Model, which we'll look at in a separate video. The follow-up to this GenAI Essentials course is the project-based bootcamp, which is called the free GenAI Bootcamp. This will give you proof that you can build GenAI workloads through hands-on projects, which will be at genai.cloudprojectbootcamp.com/register. If you have yet to do so, go register now. Even if you don't finish this GenAI Essentials course, you can absolutely register. This is an optional course to prepare you. So it's up to you what you want to do. But I strongly recommend you go through this course if you can. But still, if you don't have the time, but you do have time for the bootcamp, sign up for the bootcamp and be there. How long does it take to study to pass this exam? Well, we have between 15 hours and 30 hours. If you are experienced and you have some other GenAI certifications, you're going to have an easy time through this. But you are also going to benefit because there's going to be a lot of stuff that you didn't see. If you took the AWS GenAI practitioner, you're going to be really surprised. AWS AI practitioner, you're going to be really surprised how much stuff that we covered that you didn't see anywhere else. Same thing with the Azure AI Engineer Associate. You'll be really surprised how much stuff we cover in this that I could not cover in those other ones because they're out of scope, but they're not out of scope here. We're covering all of GenAI in this course. So yeah, if you so if you are experienced, 15 hours. If you're a beginner, you're looking at 30 hours. What is the average study time? I could not tell you for this one because we don't have enough data at this point. But I do feel that this is more lecture and lab heavy. Practice exams are not going to be your main focus, as the exam itself is not difficult. It's just there to evaluate your knowledge. That's why we have this optional certification step. I do want to tell you that if you want to get certified to earn this badge, you do have to pay for it. I don't know what the cost is in this video, but I know that it's not a high cost to get it if you want. If you are just gaining the knowledge to take the bootcamp, still do this course. Okay, but if you want that extra badge to show off, you can also do that by paying for that certification. The recommended study time here is 1 to 2 hours a day for 15 days. What does it take to pass the exam? Watch the lectures, do the hands-on lab. And again, I want to point out that we are working with so many different technologies. There's going to be areas where you might not have an account. You might like, okay, I want to learn this, but I don't really like Azure, so I'll just watch the video. That's totally fine. Or there might be things where you actually need hardware to run it. And so, maybe you need a Windows machine or a Mac or a Linux machine, and you don't have that thing, or you need a certain amount of compute. That's totally fine. Just watch and do the best you can. But where you can do things, go do it. And there's a lot of free solutions, and we try to focus as much on free solutions as possible. So yeah, just do your best, okay? Do paid online practice exams. That's just kind of something we always throw in there. For this course, we have a free practice exam. There's no other providers because this is an exam made by us at this point. So we will have a free practice exam. So you'll have one shot to do that, and then you can pay to do the exam that gets you the certification, okay? So it's up to you. That's going to be at www.exampro.co/expgenai001. So sign up to get your free practice exam over there. For grading, the passing score is above 750 points. So you need around 75% to pass. You can fail by getting exactly 75%. It just depends on how many questions there are, because they don't always split perfectly. And so you always want to aim above that score, okay? For response types, there are 65 questions, 65 scored questions. You can afford to get 16 scored questions wrong. There are no unscored questions. Other exams do that. I don't do that in my exams. I think it's just stressful. I think people would rather just know exactly what they are getting and do that. There are no penalty for wrong questions. The format of questions is multiple choice, multiple answer. Case studies can be worth more than a single point. So the distribution isn't perfectly like 1 point per question. And case studies are more complex, but there's not that many, so I wouldn't stress out about it, okay? The duration is 2 hours. You get 2 minutes per question. The exam time is 130 minutes. The seat time is 160 minutes. I believe that is correct. Yep. And so the seat time refers to the amount of time that you should allocate for this exam. This includes the time to review instructions, show online proctor your workspace, read and accept NDA, complete the exam, provide feedback at the end. Where do you take the exam? Online from the convenience of your own home. ExamPro delivers the exam via Teacher Seat Anchor. So I don't think people know this, but we actually have our own proctored system. Now the question is, what format will it show up for this? Because we have an external portal and then we have one that's integrated. I don't know what's set up for this. I might make an additional video that's only in the platform that you'd have to watch to understand how to take the exam. So just look out for that, but it shouldn't be too difficult. But yeah, it's all on ExamPro. So the place where you consume the course, if you're on YouTube and you go to ExamPro and sign up for free, you can then figure out from that portal where to take the exam. And so hopefully that will make sense there. Proctored means that it has a supervisor or person who monitors the students during the examination. Our proctor system's a little bit different, whereas we might capture the information and then audit it later. So it's not always a live proctor, but like it will capture information and then there'll be an audit period. And if everything's fine, then we will release the course out to you. But yeah, we'll see how things go for that, okay? This exam is valid till, well, it's forever because it's just how it works. Other certifications, what they do is they'll say good for 2 to 3 years and get recertified. It's not like we have a partner network here, so there's no forcing of recertification. But if there is a major update, you might want to consider getting recertified because there is just new knowledge there. So, I mean, the certification holds for as long as there are no new versions, and that's pretty much it. So, yeah, hopefully that is clear. We didn't do an exam guide breakdown. I'm going to do that in a separate video, but we are going to look at that maturity model here shortly, okay?